This is the easiest cheese for Mesmer the Impaler and Base Serpent in Elden Ring Shadow the Erdtree. So I'll be going over to the build in detail at the end of this video, but the general guide that we want to be following with this is buff up with our Flame Grant Me Strength and then summon in our Mimic. We're going to be using Frostbite Grease as well and the Fingerprint Shield. So as you can see there, we can tank that first attack that he does there, which is honestly not that hard to dodge, but still hurts really bad if you miss. And we can just face tank a lot of these attacks. Now, it will damage you a little bit, but there is a talisman you can get to reduce the magical damage that he's dealing. So just tank for the first bit, because you want to get your Mimic to aggro him, as he's just going to be relentlessly attacking you. His attack patterns are extremely quick, so as long as you have the shield up, you're going to be taking very minimal amounts of damage, and just watch your endurance. When you attack, you want to make sure that you stick roughly around 50%, and as you start to get lower like that, that's when things can start to get rough, and I would recommend dodge rolling at that point. But we were able to make it through there, because some of his attacks you do have to dodge roll, but we were able to get the Frostbite off, which gives us a 20% increase to the damage that we're dealing. Now that spinning attack, if he hits you from the side, it can get through the shield, so you want to try and face him as much as possible, and attacking during that attack is not going to be good for you. So it's good to let your Mimic grab as much aggro as possible, and be mindful as you get towards the second phase of the fight. The fight is going to get a whole lot different, so once you get into that second phase, it's going to start with this big area of effect attack that you just gotta basically run, and then I would use the shield again for this attack. You will resist the attack with that as long as you have enough endurance to be able to tank that. And then he's going to be coming at you quickly again. So just wait for your Mimic to be able to grab aggro. You can attack a few times, but just again, be mindful where your endurance is at. And this is really all about just avoiding that really heavy attack that you did. I almost got taken out there. One attack and it takes out your entire health bar. So that is the challenge with this fight. So once your Mimic's able to grab aggro, you can reapply the Frostbite Grease as well as the Fireproof Liver. That's going to give you increased damage negation here. Now, the snake attack is going to be one of the most challenging. You do have to get a little bit away from him, because he's going to do some area of effect attacks that you cannot use your shield against, but it's really just about trying to stick to the front of him and avoid this very quick attack that he does. I was able to survive it there, but don't be afraid to get away and take a potion if you need to, because these attacks hit really hard. Now, it's best to try and have his aggro for this, because your Mimic probably won't survive through this part of the fight, but as long as you're up face tanking him and trying to grab aggro and working on the Frostbite and Bleed, you'll be able to take down Mesmer, Base Serpent, and the Impaler in Elden Ring Shadow the Erdtree. So I'm using the Blood and Spur Rapier and the Heavy Cross Naginata. The reason I'm using Heavy is because we got the Heavy Shield on there, having high strength, so we can also use things like Frostbite Grease. I also got the White Mask on and Lord of Blood's Exaltation for an extra 30% damage whenever we trigger Bleed, the Great Jar's Arsenal to use the shield, the Turtle Talisman for endurance, and then that to reduce the damage that we're taking, alongside the Fireproof Liver and the Frostbite Grease. This is a level 150 build, but you can do this obviously at a higher level. So that is it, the Mesmer and Impaler boss fight. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below, and thank you so much for watching.